7 for orders. Universal Negro Improvement Association Publishing and Printing House. Let me give you a sidebar. This was around the time that the Harlem Renaissance was blooming. A lot of the black writers, especially Langston Hughes, they would complain that the white publishing companies wouldn't publish their material. But you had a black publishing company right here in Harlem that was employing all of your people. So it's kind of hollow when you make bogus accusations. So anytime you read Langston Hughes, think about it. Printing and publishing of every description. Whatsoever you need to print, take your orders to the above address. Help us to build up the race as a power of strength in the printing industry. All orders for out-of-town printing must be addressed to printing department. Universal Negro Improvement Association. Bless you. I mean, they even have mail order. Think about it. Garvey needed a fleet of trucks to do this. It's not just the industry. He needs to have the whole periphery. Universal Negro Improvement Association grocery. Grocery store number 1. Groceries of every description. You can get everything you want at our grocery stores. Grocery store number 2. 646 Lenox Avenue. Groceries of all descriptions. You should, by duty, buy your groceries from these stores and help the race to develop strength in the grocery industry. Grocery store number 3. It pays to patronize your own. Universal Negro Improvement Association restaurant. Number 2. Everything tasty and palatable can be obtained at our restaurant. Restaurant number 1. Everything you want to eat and drink can be obtained from this restaurant. And here is the most important part. Are you guys ready? And now, before I read this, does anybody know why so many of our black youth now are studying psychology? I'll tell you why. Because it's so easy. There's no hard work involved. There's no sacrifice required. That's so simple. Because the fields that require hard work, commitment, self-discipline, they're hard. That's why. This is why a lot of our members in the Pan-Africanist community do not want to address the economics. Because it's hard. See, the culture part, all you got to do is talk.
That's right.
The politics, all you got to do is talk.
That's right.
And according to Duncan, talk is cheap. But the economics, it requires hard work, commitment, and the S word, sacrifice.
That's right.
Look what Garvey says. And now for the sacrifice to build a race. Will you not walk a little further than where you need to deal so as to patronize your own industries? Will you not make the sacrifice of going a block, 2 or 3, so as to deal with your own race enterprise, which through its success may employ you someday? A real race patriot would go a mile, if need be, to help the race develop. Please make up your mind to help the Universal Negro Improvement Association employ more Negroes by patronizing our industries. Do it and let the race grow. It's very difficult to read, but I know what it says. Oh, here it is. Duncan's favorite line. love the colors. The red, the black, and the green. The above industries are run under the supervision of the Department of Labor and Industry of the Universal Negro Improvement Association. This is a government, ladies and gentlemen. They have their own Department of Labor. They have their own fleet of trucks. They have their own investment vehicle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the first part. What I wanted to express to you is this. What UNIA did, the concept that it stands for, the putting of the economics primary, is the hard part because it requires sacrifice and hard work. For example, several years ago, Dunkin' starts a food co-op. I don't think even Mr. Duncan knew it would succeed. But that's not the point. It was to show you black man and you black woman that we can do it. We'll start with the food co-op and eventually we'll get our own supermarkets. But it involves sacrifice and hard work. God only knows how much money Duncan lost. But if the sacrifice is not done, no great achievement can be done without great sacrifice. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Raymond Duguay, and I'm at your service. Thank you.
Black Power.
I hope you enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he taking questions now?
Sure. Go ahead, Carl. What question do you have, Carl?
Question. Those properties you mentioned, do we still own them?
No. Once Garvey's off the scene, this is why they have to get rid of him. What happens when the top guy is gone? The people underneath, they start to look at themselves. Garvey lived 24/7 for the upliftment of the race. He didn't even care about his health. He didn't care about anything. All he thought of is how to build this nation. So Garvey's taken out. By the way, the first 5 black agents of the FBI, they were hired to spy on Garvey.
That's right.
So they didn't even give Garvey the credit. All these black FBI agents, it's all because of Garvey. So once they infiltrate the UNIA, they buy off the other and say, dude, you can start your own organization. No, UNIA is not important. So instead of having one umbrella organization with 11 million people, now you have 11 million organizations with 1 to 2 people.
Exactly.
So we lost every one of them. Some of the ones we still have, like the Black Star Line building in Costa Rica, is still ours. We still have some buildings and property in Belize. By the way, this was worldwide. Worldwide. And some of the buildings in Philadelphia we still have. Any more questions? So Carl, you going to join, become a UNIA member?
Well, I'm here.
Okay, so you got to do it.
Black Power, brother.
Any more questions before Mr. Duncan, brother Ito?
So, why did those succeed in Costa Rica and Belize that they still have the property? What is the difference why the others did? What those UNIA members were able to secure those?
I'll give you my reason. I'm sure Duncan has another reason. What happens is, in places like Costa Rica, places like Colón in Panama, it's not a black place. Those are alien countries. So the few of us that are there, we stick together because we don't have a choice.
That's right.
It's when you have choice to be stupid, then you will be stupid. When you don't have a choice, guess what? If all I have is chicken, that's what I'm going to eat. But if you give me oxtail, you're going to Jamaica Breeze, then you eat oxtail. But if all you know is chicken, 24/7, that's all you're going to eat. Any more questions? Yes, Brother Jose.
Greetings, family. In regards to the question Brother Kofi asked a moment ago, I know as far as the UNIA property in Le Mans, most everything's gone because the straw returns and so forth.
Excuse me, can you tell everyone if you've ever been to Costa Rica?
Yes, I've been there many
He's
times.
been to Costa Rica, so that's why he's saying it.
So the property has been ripped off by many of the old timers, the old members. But the building he just showed a moment ago, it was because of a brother who I met. He's an editor for a magazine called Lemon Roots, Jamaican and Costa Rican background. The brother said he had to run like holy hell to turn the property into a historical landmark, because the other folks they wanted to sell the property and divvy up the spoils among themselves. And if he didn't move fast enough and through his connections and so forth, and was able to turn the property into a historical landmark, that too would have been gone. So the property is there right now. Nobody can sell it or anything like that without
Excellent.
the okay from the government officials and historical society and so forth. But one of the things that is happening in Le Monde is that there was a time in Le Monde where the African population was clearly defined. Ray Charles and Stevie could see the African community in Le Monde. But what has happened over the years is because of the miscegenation that is taking place, where the young black folks want a Hispanic sister, and it goes the other way also. So the race now is actually is being diluted, as the brother says. So
Good word.
folks that are supposed to really be benefiting from this historical landmark, it is changing, because the last time I was there and I went into the building, I saw so many folks that didn't look like me. You know, so eventually that part of our history will be gone, because there's another group that will be occupying it and utilizing it, and we will be able to say that was a legacy of Marcus Garvey, and that happens throughout our community.
You know, Brother Jose makes the point that I'm going to address. One of the reasons, not one, the reason why Garvey was opposed to, let's say, a black person marrying a white person has nothing to do with race. Nothing. Because we don't have time for that. It's economics. Because when a black man married a white woman, it was a rich black man marrying a poor white woman.
Yep.
Basically, you're taking money away from the black community, because those black men that made those money, they only made it from black people, because they weren't making it from white people. So you're basically taking money out of our community and giving it to the others. It's strict like it's business. It's a business proposition. Simple as that. Any more
It was
questions?
the preservation of the race. He was strictly against it. He wanted to preserve the African race.
That's right.
Because he saw the danger of the miscegenation, the results of miscegenation.
That's right.
Because the results of those relationships never usually have loyalty to those of us that are richly melanated. And so he saw the danger.
That's right.
Yes, Brian.
The investment vehicle that Garvey had during the early 1900s.
I'm sorry, repeat.
The investment vehicle the investment vehicle that Garvey had during the early 1900s. Does the UNIA have anything that exists?
That's why we're here.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
Yes, that's why we're here.
Because Mr. Duncan is going to reclaim Garvey's mantle. Brother Don, how you doing? How you doing, brother? Find seats for these two excellent gentlemen.
What is the inherent consideration of the Garvey Association of the acquiesce, but here I'm being that this is the new mode of travel?
Repeat?
Is it what inherent contemplation of this organization to acquiesce airline plane, to own airline, being that new mode of transportation?
Well, I'm going to make this argument to you. You know, we couldn't even buy a minivan together if we wanted. We just in bad shape. No. But I'm just giving you an example. At the time that Garvey bought the Black Star Line, or when he created Black Star Line to buy those ships, that was the mode of transportation. So really, if we want to replicate Garvey, we would be talking about buying an airplane. And God knows we wouldn't nowhere near that. Just to show you how bad we are, how bad off we are. So, without further ado, any more questions before I give the mantle to His Excellency? Carl, you leaving?
Yeah, I have another question, but I'll
I'll call you. So I'm counting on your